Every morning, millions of us walk into a coffee shop, and it feels almost like taking a very hard language test just to get a simple hot drink.
It really does. I mean, getting coffee is supposed to be easy, right?
Exactly. Think about it. You push open that heavy glass door, you hear the loud sound of the espresso machine.
You smell those nice, dark, roasted beans.
But then you look up at the menu board, and suddenly you feel this real physical nervous feeling in your stomach.
Because getting a coffee is a normal thing, but somehow it feels like you need a special dictionary just to order breakfast.
Yes. I have always thought of ordering coffee like a stage play, but like a stressful one.
Right, where everyone has a specific role.
Exactly. You have your lines to say, and the barista has their lines, and if you forget your words, the whole play just stops. It gets very awkward.
It is a fascinating situation. We treat the morning coffee run as a casual habit, but really it is like an exclusive club.
An exclusive club where you have to speak a special language.
Yes. And today we are taking a deep dive into the culture and the hidden language of the modern coffee shop.
We've looked at some great sources for this, things like social studies, conversation guides, and cultural notes.
Our mission is to explain how we order, why we go to these spaces, and why we depend on this feeling so much.
Because it is not just about buying a drink.
No, it is a mix of how we use language, how the space makes us feel, and our personal daily habits. We want to decode this whole experience for you.
So let's get right into the hardest part, the ordering process.
The big challenge.
Right, because before we can wake up and enjoy our drink, we have to survive the front counter. And looking at a modern cafe menu today, I mean, it is very confusing.
It really is. It feels like an advanced science test.
You see words on the board like single origin pour over, or a coffee with chocolate notes and a floral finish.
And if you are just trying to wake up at 7 in the morning, those words are too much.
They really are. My brain just stops working. I feel like I'm joining a secret wine club, not just buying a normal morning coffee.
Well, that feeling is actually a real social thing. Using big, complicated words creates a sort of wall.
A wall? How do you mean?
It creates an inside group and an outside group. If you know what a floral finish means, you belong in the club.
And if you're learning English, or just visiting a new city, those words are very scary.
Exactly. But what is really interesting in the guides we studied is how people get around that wall.
Oh, right. You don't actually have to learn all those fancy words.
No, you do not. You just need what we can call a survival script.
A survival script. I like that. It is like a simple plan.
Yes. There is a great example in one of our sources. A customer named Donnie is in a big hurry.
Okay, so Donnie walks up to the register, and the friendly barista says the opening line of the play.
Right. The barista asks, "What can I get for you today?"
And what does Donnie do? Does she use the fancy words?
No, she completely ignores the fancy jargon. She does not try to guess what the tasting notes mean. She just uses simple, useful language.
What does she say?
She replies, "Can I get a medium iced latte, please?"
Ugh, can I get a... That is the magic phrase.
It really is. That phrase makes the complicated menu go away. It brings the conversation back to a simple, easy level.
You just ask for what you need in plain English. And if you are completely lost, the survival script has other phrases too, right?
Yes. You can simply say, "What do you recommend?" or "I just want something mild."
That is smart. You give the hard work back to the expert behind the counter.
Exactly. By using simple words, you keep the play moving. You do not have to learn a complex dance. It takes away all your stress.
But wait, let me ask you something about that. If we just ignore all the fancy words, are we ruining the fun of the modern coffee shop?
How do you mean?
Like, what if I don't even say, "Can I get a medium latte?" What if I just look them in the eye and say, "Black coffee"?
Oh, wow. Just 2 words.
Yeah. Is that a strong, cool choice? Or am I just refusing to play the game?
I would not call it a refusal. I would say you are just making your own rules for the conversation.
Really? Just by asking for black coffee?
Yes. It takes away all the modern, complicated parts of ordering. It tells the barista, "I just need the energy from the caffeine. I do not want the fancy show."
That makes sense. But here is the problem. Even if you just order a simple black coffee or a very sweet cold drink, you still have to go to the next level.
Ah, yes. The customization part.
This is where the real language dance starts. Once you say your base drink, the crazy part begins.
It has a very fast speed because as soon as you say your drink, the barista starts asking a lot of quick questions.
I always think of it like a fast game of ping pong. They hit the ball to you, for here or to go.
And you have to hit it back instantly. "To go, please."
Right, then they hit it again. What size? And you have to think very fast. Does this shop use small, medium, and large?
Or do you have to use those special words like tall, grand, and venti?
Exactly. In language study, there is a name for this ping pong match, isn't there?
Yes, linguists call them paired questions and answers. It means one person's sentence demands a fast answer from the other person.
Like a math pattern. A question needs an answer.
Right. And an offer needs a yes or a no. The rhythm is very strict.
Which is exactly why it is so scary. Because if you're not ready for a question like, would you like the receipt?
Or do you want room for milk?
Yes. If you're not ready, you drop the ping pong paddle. You freeze. And the whole fast rhythm stops.
And it feels like a very long pause.
It does. You can feel the people standing behind you getting angry, or you try to remember how to say no thank you.
But you know, when you understand the pattern, it feels really good.
It does feel good when you win the game.
You choose your milk quickly, oat, almond, soy, or regular. You add your tiny changes like sugar on the side.
Or just one pump of vanilla.
And then it ends in a very fast, efficient way. You pay with your phone or your card, and you hear it.
The machine gives you that little beep, the happy sound that tells you that you survived the ping pong match.
It is the sound of success. And from a social view, it is amazing. People all over the world using different languages do this exact same fast dance millions of times a day.
Except it is not always perfect, is it?
No, it is not.
Because right after that happy beep, they ask for your name for the cup. And this is where the fast, perfect machine breaks down. And it is usually very funny.
The notes we studied had some really great examples of this.
They really did. You tell them your name, and what they write on the cup is just crazy.
Like the customer named Emily.
Right. A very normal,
Yeah.
standard name,
Yeah.
Emily. She picks up her cup, and the barista wrote Amelia.
Completely different name.
And my absolute favorite from our sources, a customer knew his name could be confusing, so he tried to be helpful. He said, I am Mark with a C.
Okay, meaning the letter C instead of a K.
Yes, like M-A-R-C. A very clear explanation.
But the barista's playing that fast ping pong game in their head. They hear the words Mark with a C.
And what do they write on the cup? Cark. C-A-R-K.
Kark. That is just wonderful.
Cark. I mean, I would frame that cuff.
It is very funny. But Kirk actually shows us something deeper about this whole place.
What do you mean?
Well, the modern cafe is highly organized. We are acting almost like robots, just moving fast to get our caffeine.
Right, everyone is following the script.
But these spelling mistakes, they are the human element breaking through the machine.
Like a mistake in the computer code.
Yes. It is a moment of weakness. It reminds us that even with the fast scripts and the special sizes, it is still just two humans talking.
Two distracted humans trying their best.
Exactly. We hear things wrong. We make mistakes. The wrong name stops the perfect machine and gives us a moment of real, messy human life.
So Kark actually saves us from becoming robots.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we survived the ordering part. We did the ping pong match. Our heart is beating fast, and we finally have our cup.
With the wrong name on it.
Right, wrong name and all. Now, the whole feeling changes. We move from a fast conversation into an environment.
Yes, the physical space around you becomes very important.
We call this cafe ambiance.
Ambience is the full feeling of the room. It is the lighting, the music, the noise level, and the smell of the coffee.
And reading our sources, the difference between a good cafe space and a bad one is huge.
It changes everything.
Imagine walking into a cafe with very bright cold lights and metal chairs that make a loud scratching noise on the floor.
And tiny tables where your computer barely fits.
Yes, that kind of room actually makes your body feel bad.
It really does. The harsh lights and loud noises make your stress levels go up. One of our cultural writers said, in a place like that, you are not drinking coffee.
You are just drinking stress.
Drinking stress. That is a great way to say it.
Now compare that to a good ambiance. A nice warm space, soft lighting, big wooden tables, maybe some green plants to make the room quiet, and soft jazz music playing.
That soft background noise is very important. It acts like a warm blanket for your ears.
A sound blanket.
Yes, it hides the loud, sudden noises. This helps your brain relax. Sociologists call this kind of cafe a third space.
A third space, so not your house and not your office.
Exactly. Your home is the first space. Work is the second space. The cafe is a special third place.
And this third place gives us a very safe social rule, right?
It does. It makes talking to people much easier.
Like if you want to meet someone new or talk to an old friend you haven't seen in a long time, saying, let's grab a coffee, feels very safe.
It lowers the pressure.
because it is not a big promise.
Yeah.
It is not like saying, let's have a big dinner and talk deeply about our lives.
Dinner means you're stuck at a table for 2 hours, looking right into their eyes.
Yeah, that is too much pressure sometimes.
But coffee is flexible. If the talk is boring, you finish your drink in 20 minutes and say goodbye.
And if you're having fun, you just buy another cup and stay longer.
The soft background noise also helps if you run out of things to say. The cafe itself helps do the work of the conversation.
Okay, I totally agree about meeting friends, but I have to ask you a question about going to a cafe alone.
Okay, what is the question?
Well, I see people sitting in cafes with their laptops. I do it too. But are we really doing hard, deep work there?
Or is it just a trick we play on ourselves?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I sit by the big window and I just look outside for 30 minutes. I drink my coffee very slowly. And when I leave, I feel like I did a lot of work, even though I did nothing.
I would not call it a trick. I think you are using the cafe for a different kind of health benefit.
Really? How so?
The modern world wants us to always be working and moving fast. Cafes are one of the only public places left where society says it is okay to just sit and exist.
Societal permission to exist.
Wow. Think about it. Where else can you sit totally alone in public for 2 hours without looking strange or feeling lonely?
Not many places. Maybe a park, but not in the winter.
Right. In a cafe, you are alone, but you are connected to the soft noise of other people.
The clinking of the cups, the quiet talking.
Yes, you are part of society, but society is not asking you to do any work. It is a safe wall against a very busy world.
So my 30 minutes of looking out the window is not lazy. It is active rest.
Exactly.
I am definitely going to remember that. But this brings us to the actual drink, the coffee itself.
Yes, the physical bean.
The cafe gives us the nice room, but the coffee does a lot of work for our feelings.
It changes from a simple farm product into a tool for emotional support.
Let's talk about the morning feeling, because the books we read describe this perfectly. Before that very first cup of coffee, many of us feel like our brain is still buffering.
Like an old computer loading a video on slow internet.
Yes, your eyes are open, your body's out of bed, but the main computer is not awake yet.
And the physical need for the coffee is very real. Our sources show that skipping that morning cup is not just about being tired.
No, it is a real shock to the body. You get that dull headache in the back of your neck.
The lights in the office suddenly feel way too bright.
And it changes your feelings, too. One person in our study said that without coffee, happy people felt annoying.
Yes, someone says good morning with a big smile, and your sleepy brain thinks they're trying to hurt you.
Which proves my idea that coffee is actually a tool for public safety. It protects everyone else from us.
That might be true, but it is also interesting to look at what kind of drink we choose.
Right. We talked about black coffee earlier. It is very simple, very direct.
And it is a taste you have to learn to like. Nobody naturally loves bitter, dark water the very first time they drink it.
You train your mouth to like it.
Yeah.
But on the totally opposite side, you have those giant sweet drinks.
The drinks with lots of milk and sugar.
Yeah, like an iced caramel drink with extra syrup and cold foam. For a long time, people who love pure coffee would make fun of those sweet drinks. They would say, oh, you were just drinking a milkshake for breakfast.
But the cultural studies we read push back on that idea. They say we need to look at those sweet drinks differently.
They're not a bad choice.
No, they are a necessary treat. If you are having a very stressful week, giving yourself that sweet, warm cup is like putting on emotional armor.
It makes a hard morning feel softer.
Exactly. It is a tiny reward just for starting the day.
I love that. A tiny reward. And we do not only need that reward in the morning. Let's talk about the danger time, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Ugh, the afternoon slump. When your body clock slows down.
At 3 o'clock, my brain feels like a computer that is overheating. You know when the fan is making a loud noise, but the screen is just frozen?
Yes, you just stare at it.
That is me trying to read an email at 3:15.
And that is when the afternoon coffee comes in as a repair tool. It is not romantic like the morning cup. It is just a quick fix.
It just gives you enough energy to cross the finish line and go home.
But whether it is the morning wake-up or the afternoon fix, the experts make a big difference between a habit and a ritual.
I think this is the most important part of our deep dive today.
It is very important. A habit is automatic, like brushing your teeth.
Right. I brush my teeth every day, but I don't feel a deep, warm love for my toothpaste.
No, you don't need a special lighting to floss your teeth.
Exactly. But a ritual is different.
A ritual needs your attention. It feels special. The ritual of coffee is not just the chemical energy from the caffeine.
It is the feeling of the heavy cup in your hands.
It is the sound of the hot water boiling, the smell of the warm steam. It is taking 4 minutes of absolute quiet before the busy day starts.
But, hearing all of this, the rituals, the soft lights, the brain waking up,
Hmm?
it makes me ask a big question.
What is that?
Do we actually even like the taste of coffee?
Mhm.
Or do we just pretend to like this little bean? Because it is the only excuse adults have to stop working.
That is a big question.
Like, are we truly thirsty for the drink? Or do we just really want a 5-minute break?
If you put all the science and social studies together, the answer is that you cannot separate the two.
They are tied together.
Yes. Coffee does not solve your big problems. It does not pay your bills or answer your emails. But it works because it acts like a softener for the day.
A softener.
Yes. The taste of the coffee is mixed with the feeling of comfort. The break, the routine, and the drink are all the exact same thing.
Wow. A softener for the hard parts of the day. That completely changes how I will look at my cup tomorrow morning.
It is a nice way to think about it.
So let's review what we learned today. We talked about surviving the scary big words on the menu by using a simple survival script.
We learned how to play the fast ping pong game of ordering.
And we smiled about the messy human mistakes of being cold cark. We also talked about the cafe space, the soft lights and sounds, and how it is a safe place to just exist.
And we learned that this dark or sweet drink acts as a very important emotional blanket in a busy world.
It is a lot of meaning for a simple $5 drink.
But the daily ritual handles it perfectly.
It really does. So, to you listening, we have a challenge for you tomorrow morning.
Pay attention when you walk into your local cafe.
Notice the fast rhythm of the language when you order. Enjoy that ping pong game. And most importantly, when you finally sit down, enjoy the pause.
Notice the weight of the warm cup in your hands. Listen to the soft noise around you.
Yes, enjoy that break. But before we finish this deep dive, I want to give you one final interesting idea to think about.
Okay, what is it?
If this whole cafe experience is really just a way to buy a small break, a quiet moment, what would happen to us if tomorrow someone invented a magic pill?
A magic pill.
Yeah, a pill that gives you perfect energy. It wakes you up exactly like coffee, but you never have to go to a cafe again. Would we stop going?
That is a great question.
Would we still wait in line, feel nervous about the menu, and pay $5 just to hold a warm cup, simply because we need the stage play and the break?
Honestly, I think Kark would still be right there in line.
I think you are exactly right. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.